ExperiMental has come to Natick, Massachusetts to meet a man who thinks that this strange collection of stuff is the greatest food on Earth. He's one of the US Army's top food scientists, and he's kind of proud of what he does, as you're about to see.
Hi, I'm Jerry Dash, the Director of the Department of Defense Combat Feeding System. What that fancy title means is that I'm actually the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for the United States Department of Defense. At the moment, we have about 1.2 million warfighters who consume and use the products we have. They all carry weapons, so it's in our best interest not to antagonize them. In today's battlefield, we have really three combat ration platforms. One is the individual combat ration platform. I'm sure a lot of you folks are familiar with the Meal Ready to Eat, or MRE. Not too long ago, that stood for Meals Rejected by Everybody. We have now taken that MRE to Meals Relished by Everyone. What you see here is a ration that we entitled Unitized Group Ration Express. Basically, it's a kitchen in a carton. It requires no fuel, no cook, and no equipment. All you do is pull a tab. There's an exothermic reaction that generates a lot of heat, and you have a piping hot meal for 18 soldiers anywhere in the battlefield, no matter how remote they are. We also have a special purpose ration, which we currently field for our reconnaissance pilots, very high altitude missions, and these particular products are used through the mask feeding through a pressurized helmet.
Apart from being high-tech and possibly low cuisine, there is one thing that all these foods have in common. They're all heavy, and most of their weight comes from this stuff: water. In fact, the water content of a standard issue 3-meal ration weighs about the same as an M16 rifle. Which is why Jerry and his friends have come up with this, Ration X. Freeze-dried food which you can rehydrate with this. Yes, nasty, dirty, brackish water. The kind more deadly than enemy fire. Unfortunately, this grunt wimped out when it came to the eating bit, but Jerry has faith in his science, so let's see him try.
And we would take some water that does not look particularly appealing, and we would fill the pouch up to about here. That's basically what the product would look like. And what I'd like to do is open this up and dump it in this bowl. Okay, we're going to put this down. And as we say in the Department of Defense here in the Combat Feeding Program in Natick, the proof is in the pudding. Delicious. Heaven.
Okay, he didn't drop dead, but why? It's all to do with a membrane that separates the food from the dirty water. It's full of holes less than 2 nanometers wide, much smaller than the smallest bacteria and viruses, but larger than a water molecule, which means water can get through, but the nasties cannot. That's all very well when the grunts are fighting near water, but what if they're out in the desert? Yep, you've guessed it. If you get really, really desperate, you can occasionally use your own personal source of water to rehydrate your meal. But we don't suggest you make a habit of it.